Jerome, this one is for you. So, um, this is not really a item thing. I'll make a separate item video after, but this is just strictly for combos. But if you're wondering quickly, that's what I'm running right now, and I'm running the Valhazak axe versus the Diablos axe. Just because I like the Valhazak one better because it glows neon green, which is really cool. Anyways, let's get started. So, if you look under my sharpness bar, you can see there's a gauge. You know, it's not my sharpness gauge, it's like the weapons. I don't know how to describe it. Energy, maybe? I don't know if energy is the word. Or let's say it's durability gauge. So it starts off full, it's green, right? As you can see, and you see it's green, and you notice that in axe mode it does not go down. But in sword mode, you see one strike already brought down. Only focus on the middle green bar right now. So notice in sword mode, it's draining that middle green bar, which we're going to call durability. I don't know what the actual name is. But as you can see, every sword attack drains its durability. And as you can see, there's a little tick on it, that marker. That represents the line, the threshold. That threshold line means when it goes under, you will be at a point where you have to spend time reloading your weapon. When I say reloading, it's like reloading its durability. So I'll show you. So it'll turn purple, and you can still attack. But if you were to switch back to axe mode or press morph, you can see it does this. Oh, I didn't do it. Let me see what the command is for that. Oh, you have to be in axe mode, then hit the morph. As you can see, we did a quick reload, and that reload animation recharged my durability back up to like 80%. Ideally, you should never want to do that reload move, because it's a waste of time. Anytime you're not attacked, switch axe is one of those weapons where you want to keep on attacking because you get big numbers, lots of explosions, as you can see. And when you go under, you end up having, you mess up because eventually when you go back to axe mode, you can't switch back unless you go above the threshold, which I just did. As you can see, it goes back up naturally when you're in axe mode or when you're sheathed. So if you know a boss is going to run, then go to axe mode. You can at least move around, and you can see the gauge naturally fills in axe mode. It also naturally fills when you are sheathed. As you can see, it reloads when it's sheathed. So, to sum up, sword mode brings the gauge down. Axe mode or being unsheathed will naturally bring it back up. As well as reloading in axe mode when you're under the threshold and your gauge turns purple, or attacks in axe mode will actually refill it, which I will get to momentarily. But as you can see, an axe attack, I lied. Axe attacks do not bring it back up. It just seems to naturally recharge. So, okay, completely lied. So, being in axe mode just recharges it. There's no way to fill it faster unless you do the manual reload, which is not fully worth it unless a boss is running away. Now, with that said, combos. So the rule behind switch axe is you always want to be in sword mode let me say that. Sword mode does more damage than axe mode, but only if you're really charged. So let's talk about the second gauge, the outer gauge. The outer gauge is sword charge. So sword charge, as you can see, my blade is dull, no color, nothing special. But as you start attacking in sword, the middle durability gauge goes down and your sword energy gauge goes up. So you have 2 meters. The outer one on my picture is going up and the middle one's going down in the bar. Once it's full flashing, you can see, right there, my blade suddenly now glows green when I attack. And you can see I'm now also doing more damage. And every time I attack, there's a little explosion with it. So when you're in full gauge, I'm doing 2 hits with a single strike. So instead of just, what is that, 77 plus 23, each hit is doing 100. Or if I crit, it was like, what, 91 plus 23? Oh, and this is what happens when you run out of gauge. You're forced to reload. You can't attack or do anything. Oh no, you're forced to switch back to axe. And then when you reload, it brings it back just under the threshold from 0. Yeah, so general rule is to do more damage, be in sword mode. When you need to reload your gauge, go to axe mode. Combos. Let's talk about combos. So, your main combo from 0 energy. As you can see right now, I'm 0 energy. I'll wait for my gauge to reload. So, if you have Basil Helm's earplugs level 5, it makes switch axe a lot easier because switch axe combos are long. And because it's a lot about gauge management, just like longsword is. But anyways, to go from 0 gauge to 100, all it is switch axe has 2 starters. You can either start in axe mode, which is either which is a regular attack button from each triangle or circle, or wild singer side slash. So that's side slash. This is wild swing. Or you start with R2. I don't know what that is for computer, but you start with a sword attack. As you can see, I'm automatically in sword mode. That first hit took some of my durability. To go from 0 to 100, you start in sword mode, so hit that sword slash, and then immediately go into element discharge. For me, it's triangle and circle. I will demonstrate, and watch my gauge. So 1 hit in sword, and then do the element discharge, mash triangle, bam. I'm suddenly full bar with 75% durability. That is the quickest way to get from 0 to 100 sword gauge. This will also automatically put you into axe mode. So once you have full, the rule is when you have full sword energy, always be in sword mode, because that's when you start doing extra explosions, you do more attacks. Strongest sword mode combo is, for me, overhead slash, right rising slash, and then sword double slash. So button wise, it's triangle, triangle, circle. I'll do it again. Triangle, triangle, circle. This is the strongest combo for sword, which means just repeat that. So triangle, triangle, circle, triangle, triangle, circle, etc., etc., etc. But that combo is only stronger if you have more time to do it. Meaning, if you don't land that circle attack because of the boss moving, you lose DPS. The alternate combo, if you know you cannot get that many hits in, is just triangle and circle. So I'll demonstrate. So again, it's just overhead slash and double slash. All I'm doing is hitting overhead, repeating overhead slash, double slash, overhead slash, double slash. So numbers wise, the 2 triangles first and then circle is stronger. But if you can only get, let's say, 3 hits, let's say for 3 hits, you know, triangle, triangle, circle is stronger than just triangle, circle, triangle. Like, that is weaker, because right rising slash, the second hit of the triangle combo, does more damage than just one first hit of triangle, first hit of circle, first hit of triangle. Um, so yeah, I would say 90% of time, since bosses always move, you're just using triangle and circle. But if they're down or they're stunned, you know, use triangle, triangle, circle. Okay, that's it for sword combo. Axe combo. The strongest axe combo is actually just wild swing. Like, you could just stand here and fucking spam wild swing for days. I mean, look at me. You can do this for days. This is actually the strongest axe combo. But you noticed the problem with this combo is it drains your stamina like no tomorrow. As you can see, my stamina gauge wildly going down. This is an infinite combo. The other problem is it loses sharpness a lot. So while you're in axe mode, you lose sharpness much faster than you do in sword mode. You just can't see it right now because of my protective polish is on, but when it goes away, I will switch it. Now, how to play sword switch axe. So essentially, let's say I'm doing a boss, right? You know, I'm sheathed. You know, if because of the earplugs 5 you don't get roared, you can get the full elemental discharge combo in. So let's say it's a boss, opening fight, do all this, suddenly you're in full gauge and you're back in axe mode. What you do now is, because there's some time to your sword energy, you know, do a few hits in axe, because recharge some of that gauge, and then once you have enough, your strongest attack, or your strongest regular attack, is wild swing into morph sweep. So it's wild swing into this long ass animation. The problem with that attack is, you see, it's like 5 hits, but you're stuck in animation, like it's animation lock. But again, it is your most powerful single. That's a lie. It's your second most powerful single attack, normal attack. And because it swings in such a wide arc, it's very easy to get all hits in. It's very hard to miss the move. Like, look, you know, wild swing, switch into the sword, bam, 2, 3, 4 hits. You swing like a motherfucker, and you can hit every hit. And that is your strongest single attack. But if you wanted to get into sword faster, there's 2 ways. You can either do 1 side slash into morph. As you can see, bam, a lot less animation, quickly into sword. Or, if you're fast enough, cancel the first hit of wild swing. So, I'll show you. First hit wild swing. Oh, that's not wild swing. There we go. Wild swing. But you have to like spam that quickly. Oh, that's a lie. Didn't switch. Okay, let's put it this way. If you want to use wild swing into morph sweep, cancel the first hit of wild swing. That's basically it. But anyways, now that I'm no longer have protective polish, if you look at my white gauge and see me attack in axe, you can see how fast it drains my sharpness. Hence the need for protective polish. Okay, now let's talk about the actual ultimate attack. So, as you can see in sword mode, you have a move called elemental discharge, which is this. Spam triangle, bam, bam, bam. You can actually cancel that to end shorter, to end faster, because most of the time bosses will move. To cancel it, you gotta hold down and press triangle. So instead of while you're spamming it, if you want to cancel any time, hold down. So I'll demonstrate. So pressing it, I'll hold down, cancels earlier. It's called finishing discharge. Obviously, it's not as strong as you get as if you get all your hits in, but that's how that works. Now, the actual ultimate attack only becomes available when sword energy is full, which is this now. As you can see, I'll do an attack. See, if you look at my top right, regularly triangle and circle is called elemental discharge. If I do an attack, you have something called. Oh, actually, no. I guess it doesn't change its name. Oh wait, maybe I ran out of gauge. Give me a sec. So I'll do elemental discharge. Bam, 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 bam. I'm cool as a motherfucker. And then after that, I'll do like some wild swings. And then, if I feel like switching faster, throwing a triangle, and axe. I guess the name doesn't change. Okay, so the sword axe actually has one more final move, which is the strongest move of all weapons in terms of ultimate attack. It's your elemental discharge when your sword gauge is full. This is when you mount a monster. It's an auto mount, and you do this to them, but it's guaranteed to all land because you're physically mounting the monster and doing that whole thing. That will also, when that explodes, it actually shoots you off the boss. You fly like this far from the boss. The only time you should ever do that move, because in terms of pure DPS, it's actually stronger if you stay in sword mode and just fucking spam triangle, triangle, circle. Because, as you can see, you do more energy with more gauge. But it's stronger if you spam this combo. Oh, I ran out of charge. I ran out of durability. I'm a bad user. Yeah, it's actually faster to spam that combo versus using your ultimate attack. It is not like longsword where ultimate attack is better, the Helmbreaker. So yeah. Triangle, triangle, circle. This is your strongest combo. But if you see your sword gauge start blinking red and you know you're running out of energy, just like I am now, with a little bit of gauge left, do that elemental discharge. And with your final last bit of energy, you'll hop on the boss, you'll mount them, and you'll fucking do your ultimate coolest attack in the game. Which is worth it only for the end. Or if you know a boss is going to run, because you will not fall off if the boss starts to run. You will follow them, which is worth it, because that saves you the running time as you're just hanging on to them. It's different from a mount because it's a mount, but it's not a mount. So others can mount, and you can still do that mounting ultimate attack. It's unique only to sword axe. That's basically it. So to sum up, your axe combo is simply just spam wild swing, and then whenever you want, go into the sword, and from 0 to 100, it's overhead slash, elemental discharge. Bam, puts you back into axe, do one wild swing, and then switch into sword, and you're back into sword. And then sword, triangle, triangle, circle, or triangle, circle. The shorter combo only if you know you can't get many hits in. And when you're running out of energy, do your final elemental discharge. When you're at full energy, but it's looking red, and you will end up doing the ultimate cool attack. One last thing. Whenever you dodge, try to dodge an axe. Like, you dodge a lot farther in axe mode. I will demonstrate. So I'm starting at this pole, and I'll do a single dodge in axe. That puts me, what, at the end of this rock, right? Single dodge. I'll do it in sword mode. Didn't end up that far. Like, it ended up like, what, 2 steps less. Axe mode dodges much farther. So because of the increased mobility, if you ever need to, like, let's say the monster is that big stick and I don't want to sheath, you know, I would switch into axe and then just roll faster, because you do a lot further rolls in axe mode. As you can see, even the recovery in sword mode is longer in terms of rolling. Like, I'm trying to spam dodge roll right now. I'm not dodge rolling very... Okay, oh, no, that's my stamina. That's 2 versus... Look at the time in axe. Axe is a lot faster in dodge rolling. And further. Anyways, hope that explains Switch Axe. I'll make a brand new video showing my gear. See you later.